In the heart of an ancient forest, shrouded in mist and shadow, there lived a colossal monster known as Kale. Towering over the tallest trees, Kale's body was a mass of sinewy muscle and armored scales. His eyes glowed with a deep, emerald light, and his breath was like a gale-force wind, capable of uprooting even the mightiest oaks. Yet, despite his fearsome appearance, Kale was not a creature of evil. He was a guardian of the forest, a protector of the natural world. For centuries, Kale had defended his domain from those who sought to exploit its resources or harm its inhabitants. He had faced down entire armies, destroyed siege engines, and routed hunters with nothing more than a roar. But as time passed, the world beyond the forest began to change. New threats emerged, threats that even Kale struggled to comprehend. One day, as Kale was making his rounds through the forest, he noticed a strange light in the sky. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before, a brilliant, searing beam that cut through the clouds and descended upon the forest with terrifying speed. As the light approached, Kale felt a surge of power, unlike anything he had ever encountered. The source of the light was a man, but not an ordinary man. This was Hyperion, a being of unimaginable strength, faster than a bolt of lightning, with the power to level mountains with a single blow. His body was bathed in the same radiant light that had pierced the heavens, and his eyes burned with the intensity of 1,000 suns. Hyperion had come to the forest with a mission, to conquer the world and reshape it in his image. He saw Kale not as a guardian, but as an obstacle, one that needed to be removed if he was to succeed in his quest. The two titans clashed in the heart of the forest. Kale's roars echoed through the trees as he charged at Hyperion, his massive fists crashing down with the force of a thunderstorm. But Hyperion was too fast, too agile. He dodged Kale's attacks with ease, striking back with blows that sent shockwaves through the earth. Kale fought with all his might, using every ounce of strength he possessed. He hurled boulders, uprooted trees, and even unleashed the power of the elements, summoning storms and earthquakes to aid him. But Hyperion was relentless, his energy seemingly limitless. As the battle raged on, Kale began to weaken. His once mighty roars grew quieter, and his massive form started to buckle under the strain. He realized that he could not defeat Hyperion through sheer force alone. But Kale was more than just a brute. He was wise, and he understood the forest better than anyone. In a final, desperate move, Kale lured Hyperion deeper into the heart of the forest, where the trees grew thickest and the shadows darkest. Here, Kale had the advantage. He used the terrain to his benefit, leading Hyperion into traps and ambushes, using the forest itself as a weapon. Hyperion, blinded by his own power, did not see the danger until it was too late. In the dense undergrowth, his speed was useless, and his strength was diminished by the narrow confines of the trees. Kale seized his opportunity and struck with all the force he had left, trapping Hyperion in a tangle of roots and vines. Though weakened, Kale knew he had to end the battle before Hyperion could free himself. Drawing upon the last of his strength, Kale called upon the ancient magic of the forest, a power older than time itself. The ground beneath Hyperion trembled and split open, and from the depths of the earth, roots as thick as iron chains emerged, binding Hyperion in place.